Randall Domingue is the Houma sub-regional manager for the Louisiana State Employment Service. He says residents have been streaming into their Main Street office in Houma.
From the 31st through today, it's about 3,000.
And thousands are without work after Katrina damaged or destroyed their places of employment.
And I mean, it's not only people in Orleans and Jefferson Parish. You've had fishermen in southern Lafourche Parish who were affected. You've got a lot of people in Houma who were in Terrebonne Parish who worked offshore and can no longer get out there. You know, those people were affected as well.
The center is open weekdays from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Domingue says they'll also be visiting area shelters for those who can't get into the office. In Houma, I'm Matt Brunning. Mike DeRoche with the Office of Emergency Preparedness says Terrebonne Parish got its share of damage, but they're now focused on helping their neighbors.
Yes, we had damage in this area, and yes, we're going to help our people. We decided that we made a decision at that time to become part of the solution instead of part of the problem.
DeRoche says they're able to sustain themselves, unlike New Orleans or Jefferson, St. Bernard, and Plaquemines parishes in Mississippi.
For the last couple of days, all the water and ice that was sent to us by FEMA, we had enough, so we turned it and sent it to them. We instead of sending it back.
About 1,400 evacuees are being housed in Terrebonne Parish. Matt Brunning, Houma. There are 1,400 evacuees in Terrebonne Parish. Mike DeRoche with the Office of Emergency Preparedness says they're trying to help their neighbors as best they can.
We've had so many volunteers come forward. We've had so much food cooked and brought to the shelters and so much stuff donated. It's unreal.
And when FEMA gave ice and water to Terrebonne Parish, DeRoche says they sent it to the areas that need it most instead. Matt Brunning, Houma. Baton Rouge Metro Airport has seen their traffic skyrocket.
We were cited as the second busiest airport last week next to JFK as far as air traffic control operations.
Airport spokesman Ronnie Pickard says a normal year sees about 900,000 passengers go through the airport, but they're on pace to nearly triple that number.
We are going to see an increase. What we knew before Katrina will no longer be. Baton Rouge Airport is going to have the increased air service. I think that some of these destinations we're getting service to will stay.
And even when things do return to normal at the other airports, about 30 to 40% of the increased traffic will remain in Baton Rouge. Matt Brunning, Baton Rouge. The New Orleans airport is closed right now, but Airport Director Roy Williams says that could change soon. There are plans to get limited service back up within the next 10 days. And Williams says by the spring of 2006, levels could be back to normal.
The hospitality industry here has been very strong. Traffic was growing well, and we know that most of the hotels and the convention center generally survived the storm in pretty good shape. So we think the hospitality industry is going to get back and drive our traffic in the very near future.
But if you have plans to fly into New Orleans over the next few months, he suggests you call your airline first. Matt Brunning, New Orleans. Airport Director Roy Williams says they've been meeting to discuss reopening the airport.
We are working very closely to come up with a plan that perhaps as soon as 10 days from now would allow us to bring in a limited number of passenger flights and cargo flights and operate them on a normal scheduled basis.
But it could be months before things return to normal.
We think there'll be a lot of tourism and hospitality folks coming here, and we think that'll really build up the air service so that by early in 2006, we think we'll be approaching the levels that we had before this Hurricane Katrina.
Matt Brunning, New Orleans. Father Joshua Rodriguez says the people of his city, Morgan City, know what Katrina's victims are going through.
That's where Hurricane Andrew had hit, so they know what it's like to have to go through a difficult storm, to have to be displaced from their homes. And they've opened up their hearts and homes, the churches in the area.
But so many times we're quick to say, I understand, when talking to one of the survivors.
We can't say I understand, because for many of us we don't understand. We don't understand what it's like to lose everything.
He says just being there and lending a shoulder to cry on is sometimes the best a person can do. Matt Brunning, New Orleans. You hear it asked often, how can I help? Father Joshua Rodriguez says sometimes it's best just to listen.
It's just opening up your hearts to them. It's really nothing you can say, but it's sometimes words don't have to say anything. Words say too much.
He says one thing not to say is, I understand, because most of us don't. Matt Brunning, New Orleans. Near the Sunshine Bridge in southern Louisiana, Roland Martin sells shrimp for $4 a pound. But Katrina has caused problems.
It took all the shrimp from inside and pushed them all out, which all the big shrimp are outside now, so it's going to be kind of hard to catch a decent shrimp inside. And after that, you get little shrimp inside now, which is going to hurt the fishermen. There will be no price on that.
But cross Louisiana State Route 70 to Cheryl Boutie's produce stand, and you'll get the opposite reaction about business.
It's been good, been real good. They've been busy since the hurricane.
She says people are looking for food they can take with them, making her stand a popular spot. Near Donaldsonville, Louisiana, I'm Matt Brunning. Cheryl Boutie has a fresh produce stand near the Sunshine Bridge on Louisiana State Route 70. She says Hurricane Katrina has actually helped business.
I think it's because they want something fast to eat, something to just munch on while they're traveling the road.
But on the other side of the street sits Roland Martin, a shrimper from Houma.
How have sales been here today for you?
Slow. Very slow.
And he says other shrimpers will feel the pinch.
The shrimp prices at the dock ain't worth a darn.
But fuel prices are high, and Martin says you have to catch a lot of shrimp just to break even. Near Donaldsonville, Louisiana, I'm Matt Brunning. The federal government does not call them refugees. In fact, FEMA spokesman Michael Rieger says that label was attached by the media.
I don't like the word refugee, personally. I like evacuees or survivors, because they are. They hung in there, and it's very important these people get taken care of. Very.
The government has also caught fire for shipping the survivors out to far-off cities, but Rieger says it's just an attempt to give them some privacy and not house them in a large arena for an extended period of time. Matt Brunning, New Orleans. FEMA spokesperson Michael Rieger says disaster teams moved as fast as possible.
They need to be close enough to help the people, but they can't be too close that they are in the disaster or become part of the disaster. They're no good if we have to rescue the rescuers.
But it has not been easy.
We're still in a search and rescue phase. We're still pulling people out. We're still rescuing people. We're still in a response mode. So, I mean, this is an unprecedented event.
And one they hope to learn from if another disaster should strike. Matt Brunning, New Orleans. The state already has the second highest homeowners insurance rates in the country.
And everybody used to ask me why, and I now have the answer. It's one word: Katrina.
And Woolley says Katrina should not make those rates go any higher.
We're hoping that we won't see a huge impact from that, and I'm going to monitor the industry very closely and make sure that they don't take advantage of the citizens of the state of Louisiana.
Matt Brunning, Baton Rouge.